right, cool. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Too Many Ideas podcast. We're back again for another week. This is episode 46. Episode 46. Thank you guys for watching, listening, checking us out there. Remember to like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, how you doing, Levi? How's your week been going?
Good. Well, first, before I get started, I wanted to say happy birthday to Benji.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday. Benji's birthday is today, like the day that we're recording. Not the day that y'all see this, but the day that we're recording. Yeah. So, yeah, happy birthday to Benji. Shout out to him.
Yeah. My week has been good. Valentine's Day was great.
Oh, yeah, where'd you end up going?
So she ended up taking me to this place called King and Duke.
Oh, yeah, I heard of it. Yeah. It was good?
It was amazing. It was such such an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it ended up being a prefixed menu.
Oh, yeah.
As you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it was like after we talked about it, it was on I got home Sunday, and I asked her, I was like, is this like one of those places with a prefixed menu? And she's like, no, like, what is that? And she calls her dad, and I walk in, or her dad calls her, and I walk in like towards the tail end of the conversation, and he's like, well, I hope you guys like enjoy your food and everything, even though it's a prefix menu and all this other stuff. And I looked at her, and I'm like, you lied to me. He was like, of course I know what a prefix menu is.
Yeah.
But it was incredible. There was it was great. We walked in, like she drove me.
Mm-hmm.
She looked amazing that night. And we walked in and we sat down, and then the first thing that they brought out was this musée.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. I think it's a term that essentially means like first bite. Like it's like a palate, not cleanser, but like palate preparation, I guess.
Okay.
So it was like a little brioche, like toasted brioche round, and some like dill, like dill and cucumber creme fraiche, and it's like yogurt kind of. Okay. Yeah. And then there's salmon roe on top with more dill. And it was literally like this big, and you just ate it. It was in like one or two bites, and and then we made it to our appetizer. I got wine pairings with like everything. So the appetizer came out, and I got champagne. They recommended a glass of champagne, which is really good. And then I got these like rabbit balls.
Rabbit
like croquettes. Like it was like there was like kind of like hush puppies.
Okay.
Almost, yeah, but it was like rabbit. And I trusted this place.
Yeah.
And so I got it. And it was okay. It wasn't like it wasn't anything to like rave about really. But it's just like it's like a nice. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, the best thing ever. But I definitely wasn't freaking out that I was eating rabbit or whatever. Yeah. But it was straight. But she got this like really thinly sliced like raw like Wagyu with like peas and like scallions or like, and it was like marinated kind of. And that thing was so good.
Really?
It was so good.
And it was raw.
It was raw, yeah. It was good.
I can't do the raw.
Oh my God, it was so good, Mars. And then she got scallops with for the entree, and then I got this filet mignon. Gotcha. That was really good. The whole night was just like incredible, honestly. Definitely one that I'll remember for quite some time, for sure.
Cool.
But cool. What about you? You cooked, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Made some ribeye steaks, broccolini, some yaki onigiri, which is like a kind of like those like those rice cake things that you see like in anime with the little seaweed on it. Yeah, one of those. Okay. Then what else? And then we had some kind of like, I made like this sourdough bread. I don't know how to describe it, but it was kind of like,
You made it and you don't know how to describe it?
yeah, it's like Texas toast. You know how you get like the Texas toast with like the cheese and like all the stuff on it. It was like that, but just sourdough bread.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So that was it. Yeah, we went to the plant shop, made our terrariums. Yeah, those was really nice. And yeah, that was it. Yeah,
Okay.
kept it chill. It was good though.
Nice.
We had fun.
Nice.
And what else? Yeah, that was really all for this week. Let's get into some new music that came out. Fucking Yeet dropped his project. Did you hear it?
Everybody's talking about it,
Yeah. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, because I've never really considered myself that big of like a Yeet like listener in the sense that I don't really like go to his songs and be like, okay, I gotta hear this Yeet like on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay. It's for like very specific kind of moments, and I hear it so much on fucking TikTok that I don't go and listen to it myself. But on this project, like he has some pretty like good songs. Like it was a good structure, better structure than I expected from him.
Especially for like a first like
exactly.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely like a. I'm with you on the sense of like I'm not gonna like seek out like any song specifically from that project unless it's a very specific mood, but like I could definitely see that like coming on like my daily mix on Spotify and then me being like chill with it, you know. But yeah,
it was good though. I like the Gunna song a lot. That was a really good one. The Thug song was cool too. Like I just feel like he did a little bit more. It was just better than I expected, you know, and I didn't really have like crazy like high expectations because I didn't really view him as much of like an albums type of artist. I feel like it was more like a song here, a song there,
like a couple kind of thing.
He's I've viewed him more as like a singles artist as opposed to an albums artist. But as an album overall, it was it was solid. It was
impressive
for him, and so that was something I liked that came out. That's the only like mainstream artist I think that I can remember that came out this week. But Kamal, he dropped his project too, which is really, really good. Did you hear it?
Not all the way through.
Oh, okay, I had heard them songs for a long time. Okay. I'm glad he finally fucking dropped that shit. But yeah, it was really good. Yeah. It was really good. He made some changes.
From what everybody was like posting and stuff, like the stuff that I haven't heard, like I really am into it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, shouts out to Kamal Cammoto. 7 out now. You can go check that out.
On
for sure.
Everything, right? Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Cammoto, KAMMOTO.
There you go.
7.
Yeah, exactly that. But I wanted to talk to you because I actually had a conversation with Adonica yesterday, and we were talking about kind of like certain artists who had like their big hits and then they kind of like I don't really want to say that they fell off, but like just it seemed like they were just not even that. It seemed like they were just kind of like moved to the wayside almost. Okay. And she started it with someone that I completely forgot about, Alicia Cara. You remember her?
Yeah.
When she dropped that song Here. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm sure I do. I probably vaguely remember it.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Hold on.
Here.
This girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she dropped that song way back when, and it was like super smash, super hit, crazy, went big, you know, and then she dropped the album, and then I didn't even know how much like music she's dropped since then, but like it's just kind of like crazy to me how you could be so big and then I don't know of anything that happened with her, and now it's just like it's not the same thing anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think about that a lot too. So, well, not a lot, but
yeah. And then she was just like, she had brought up Lil Nas X, and I was just like, that is kind of interesting because he hasn't been like out on the internet, out in the limelight in like he was on the internet like every day doing something.
Yeah.
And it's been like a few months, 2 months, 3 months, something like that, where he hasn't been around.
Yeah.
And it's just like, where's Lil Nas X at? Like, what is he doing? Like, has he got music and all that kind of stuff? And I don't think he's like fallen off or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. But just like how you kind of have to be out there. And if you're not out there, you kind of lose traction like very, very rapidly
very fast.
if you're not out front facing on the internet doing X, Y, and Z or in whatever you're supposed to be doing. If you're an artist, if you're not promoting music, if you're not putting music out, if you're not talking to your fans, if you're not doing this, that, and the third, it's like, fell off, or you're gonna fall off, or you're gonna be whatever.
And of course, there's like a very like select few that can like do and say like not a lot and still be
a very, very, very select few, because it's like there's only a select few people who that is kind of like part of their brand.
That's true,
where it's like, I'm a hidden type of artist, I'm not on the internet, I'm not this, I'm not that. So when I disappear, it's like, okay, that's just part of the program. We still want music from that person, still care about that person. But, you can't really be both. You can't be out there and then decide, okay, I'm not going to be out there, and still maintain that same kind of like relevancy all the time. Like, I feel like it gets like really difficult.
Yeah. Unless you make really, really good, like whatever it is, like really good content.
Yeah.
Like that people like actually want. And or unless you're like transparent about it. About like
about why.
Or at least say that you're like dipping out. You don't have to say why, but just be like, because like once people like once you don't just go ghost, people are like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about this before, but kind of like when you're an artist and how you come out is kind of how you are to people and how you kind of stay to people. Like what you did when you first got big is kind of what you're known for and what you're gonna be known for, and that's kind of where that conversation went, because we were talking about some of the women rappers out there and how there's so many like women rappers now today, which is great. And I think it works so well because, when you look at them, all of their brands are so like different. They all kind of fall into a different like subsection. Like we were talking about Megan Thee Stallion versus Saweetie.
Okay.
And how Meg, she's a rapper's rapper kind of thing. Yeah. And of course she has like the feminine thing going for her, like she's pretty, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But like she raps. That's like what she does, and that's what she's like heralded for. The music, people really care about the music. Saweetie, on the other hand, it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Not to say that she doesn't have fans of her music, but people just like to look at her like she's the quintessential pretty girl. I see what
you're saying.
Because we were driving around and she had like a makeup ad or something, and it was just like, yo, how does Saweetie, who hasn't dropped music in forever or dropped anything like good or very relevant in forever, no disrespect to her, but in the mainstream sense hasn't dropped anything like crazy in forever, is still able to be so front face and be so popular. And it's just because, and I was telling her, and I wanted to ask what you thought about it. I think it's because her brand was, she makes music, she's a rapper, whatever, but I think her brand revolved heavily around the fact that she is that like a it girl, like a pretty, like the prettiest, girl rapper that there is.
Yeah,
really.
She's marketable.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think I don't think that there's anything wrong with being marketable. And like if that's what you want and that's what you want to like be like for your artist and for like your career, and it's just different because it's like, like she can care about the music and care about and like put like I guess more effort into like, or whoever it is not control like that's like her manager or like her you know her label or whatever can like push her towards a more like artistic like musically artistic direction.
And I'm not saying like she doesn't like care about her music or anything. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying like more so basically okay, here's what I'm saying. Like if she didn't do music, if she decided, I'm not gonna do music anymore, I'm not really gonna focus on it anymore, she could still stay relevant.
Yeah.
Because she might have started out as a musician, but it wasn't so much about the music, it was so much about how she looks and her.
Yeah.
You know, as a person, as being like this pretty, you know, girl. As opposed to with Meg, I don't know if it would be as easy, not because she's not pretty or anything, but just because she had a brand that was so heavily attached to the music and what the music does and what the music did for her career and what it does for her career now. So for her, she could probably, it would be a different trade-off. Okay. You know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of saying. And just like thinking about that with, you know, a whole bunch of different artists, like if I can't think right now off the top of my head, but I feel like there are artists, you know, rappers, like if we talk about like male rappers, who if they stop doing the music, they could still have a career elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like a very like successful front facing kind of like, oh yeah, I'm still as popular as I was without the music kind of career.
I wonder like who that could be really.
I'm not sure. I would want to say Rocky, but at the same time, I don't think it's hard to say that for him just because, you know, like he's popular, but it's kind of like it's very he's always kind of had like a niche kind of feel to him, you know, not to say that he can't do this, that, whatever he wants to do, and not to say he hasn't had like all the brand deals that he's had, because he's had a lot and he's done a lot of things, but I just think like you
like
know, to such a major scale is what I'm talking about.
If he did want to do something, it'd have to be good. Because I think a lot of the stuff, like the shoes that he's done, you know, like aren't good. You know, at least to me.
They was okay. Like I wasn't gonna buy them, you know, but I kind of got where the concept came from. I don't know how well those shoes did when they was first selling. I'm pretty sure they sold out, but I'm not sure.
I'm sure they did, but like, I think that he had to be consistent, and the stuff would have to be like good, or you know, semi decent to like a good majority of people. Yeah. But that would be it for him, I think. But that's like with artists and well, just people. Yeah, so artists and having to have like kind of fall off, I guess, is like there's so many people who have, like you said, have that one big like song. Yeah. And then just like, or at least maybe even a couple of like big songs. Or maybe even like an album or two that people just really enjoy and then just like slowly trickle out. And what happens to that, you know?
A lot of times it'll be like something like contract related. Yeah. You know, or just like bad business dealings. Like, for example, Fetty Wap. Yeah. You know, because he was the hottest thing out at one point in time. Yeah. And it was literally like hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. Yeah. For like, his first album was an album full of hits, basically. You know, like if we really want to be honest about it. And you know, from what I know about that situation, it was kind of bad business dealings, but also like bad planning with him. Oh, God, yeah. Because it was just like, you know, all those kind of hits that were done, maybe all of them shouldn't have been on one single project kind of thing. You. Like it should have been a little bit more spread out, you know, just to kind of like, he didn't need to hit him so hard from the jump. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And also, I think his focus wasn't so much on necessarily just his success, but also the success of all his like people that he was with, and I think that kind of derailed things a little bit because I don't think that him and the label that he was on was seeing like eye to eye in the same kind of way of like what his goals were versus what their goals were. Yeah. And I think that also just probably a bad deal, like not the best deal for someone as, you know, that commands so much power as he was able to command at that time. Yeah. You know, doing all those hits before, that was all before his deal. Like he was, he was blown up before he was like a signed artist, quote unquote.
Cause like I'm thinking about like the people like one person I used to listen to a lot that I thought was gonna like really get big was B.O.B. Like I did, honestly. B.O.B. Yeah.
I never liked B.O.B.
Really?
Like, not to say that he was a bad artist, but just I felt like it was too. Yeah, it was just like we kind of talked about it last week. I think when we were talking about Empire State of Mind last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought more about that, and it was like very. I don't know if I said this last week. I can't remember, but it was like very anthemy.
Yeah,
and I'm not a big fan of like anthems.
Purposefully like anthemy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't really like songs like that, and that to me was a lot of what B.O.B.'s discography was. It was very kind of like anthemy type of music, and I was just like, I never gravitated towards it. You know, not to down him, not to say he's a bad artist, but it just wasn't for me.
Like what happened, at least for what I understand, is like he dropped his like first 2 albums, had a couple singles.
Yeah.
And then like after that second album and like the few singles after that, he like was woke. You know?
Yeah.
And was like labeled crazy.
That whole thing. Yeah, I remember that whole thing.
You know, and then he came back with oh God. Oh my God, I have it in my head, but he came back with the song with 2 Chainz and We Still in This Bitch with I think T.I. was in that song, but he came out with that, and like I thought that was like
his comeback.
It was like it was a little like okay, like we're getting somewhere.
Nah,
and then nothing.
Nowhere.
Got absolutely nowhere.
Honestly, like. For me, when I really think about it, in today's day and age, no one should really, unless they want to or unless something like drastic happens, no one should really fall off like completely to the point where like they're not doing anything relevant at all anymore. Because it's just too much for you to be able to do nowadays.
To not.
And yeah, exactly. And once you're an artist and once you gain that popularity, like, the only way to like really lose it is if you throw it away or if some kind of like drama happens. But
like
even if
bad drama.
Even if you don't do like good numbers in your music anymore, you could still have like brand your fan base, brand deals. You could still do, you know, like podcasting. A lot of artists do that. Yeah. You can do you know, like there's a lot of like shows and stuff. Like Trinidad James comes to mind.
Okay.
One hit wonder. Completely one hit wonder.
Yeah.
You know, but the way he transitioned from his music career into his kind of like fashion personality, like online personality kind of career was very good, you know? And he got like his shoe deal, he got his Saucony's out, you know, he does that show on Complex, I can't full size run. You know, like he's doing things and still maintaining like a good, you know, like his face card is still like good out there. I think, you know, and it might not be, you know, so much about his music anymore, but he's still relevant in some sphere. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that as an artist today, you know, if you still want to be like relevant, if you gained it, you shouldn't lose it unless unless you do something like something, like I said, something drastic happens, or unless you just don't want it anymore. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you can just go and make like a little like niche area for whatever you really care about. If you care about clothes, you can, you know, go and do something with that. Someone will give you some money to do something. Yeah. You know?
Because like I'm thinking about, you remember Iggy Azalea was everywhere. Jesse J was everywhere. You remember like early like pop music. Like this was back when like I listened to the radio, but like
I'm not sure about Jessie J.
Jessie J. Some
that
British
name
girl,
sounds
like,
familiar.
but she was like everywhere. Like Katy Perry, but she had like a good run. I think that was like a nice career like thing for her, but she ended up having the baby with Orlando Bloom, and just like so many like other people, like I like just a lot of people that I heard a lot about, like people were talking about Kevin Gates a lot.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, he's made a
yeah.
Even though I don't know if he really stopped like doing the music, I'm not too sure. I was never like a heavy like Kevin Gates listener, but yeah, he's made a comeback for just being like, I guess I would say like positive on the internet.
Oh, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like and like saying like good things that people like resonate with. You know that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. That's
so cool. And then he's fit now.
Is he?
Okay. I don't think he does like drugs anymore. Okay. Like, and that's kind of the thing I guess with rappers these days. Like, you can always have like a phase 2 of who you are, kind of thing. Especially if you start off from a certain point of like being like a street rapper or being
There's
like
definitely an area for growth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's kind of like built in to what you came out as. If you came out as a street rapper, you could always like, okay, now I'm gonna be this kind of like 21 Savage, for example. Yeah. Street rapper, and he's still a street rapper, like definitely, but he's gotten more acclaim, for having more substance in his raps. Okay, like you just said. Okay. You know, and kind of like, he's people kind of like bridge him in like to like almost damn near a conscious rapper. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's kind of like that's a phase 2 for him. You know, and when you're that big, you have multiple phases. Yeah. Because phase 2, he can go and do another phase, and then he can leave music and do something else. He can do. There's a lot of more shit that he could do. You know, when you're that huge.
Speaking of which, which I think is fucking hilarious. I came across this. I have no clue how. I think I saw it on somebody's story, but you remember Bunk?
Yeah.
He was like, you know, and
he's John Cabana now.
Yeah, he's John. And you know, he's dating Wo Vicky. Yeah. And he's a pastor now.
Yeah. Yeah. He's all.
And she's like his first lady. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. It's all sorts of weird. It's all sorts of weird. But like. And it's so hard with shit on the internet. I don't want to say that I don't know if I believe it or not, but like, you know, I hope it's, you know, he sticks with that path of life, and it's like still like positive or whatever.
It's definitely a little like sus for sure, especially because that seems like the easiest route to go to be kind of to like put a wall in front of people's eyes and not really like.
But like I'll shoot him some. But at the same time, like it's become like a real like popular thing with him now, but he's been on this like path of changing for like 3 years now.
For sure,
like,
for sure.
There was like videos like a few years ago where he was like wilding out, like off of drugs, kind of like coming off of, you know, it was like withdrawal type shit. That's what it looked like. Like, and just like a whole like timeline of things. Like I feel like for him specifically, you know, this change is pretty documented on the internet. Yeah. Honestly, you know, so I don't really know if it makes any sense to not believe him, because you know, we kind of like we can go back. He can go back and say, we can see like the change that's been happening. You know, which regardless, you know, I wish him the best. Like this is one of those things where like, you know, someone was doing like really crazy shit, off a lot of drugs, and it was like, you know, well known, and he was putting it out there. He was saying it, and now he's kind of like changed his tone, changed his life, you know. So it's like, always
he was
like
that's
a good thing.
Suit and everything. Yeah. It's just like imagine having him like preach to you. You know. Yeah. And of course I definitely see him as like a testimonial preacher instead of more of like a, you know, but that's like, imagine him of like all people being like,
with all the face tattoos and all that kind of stuff. Like, Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it was so like that was such a trend, like for that brief amount of time, like the stuff he kind of like started. I think that he was the first person that I saw that was just like that kind of started doing like absurd, like consistently absurd, like disrespectful stuff to like people on the internet, and like everybody, like a lot of people kind of like blew up off of that, or off of being something or doing something like totally like irrelevant, like
listen, I see like every day on TikTok like those guys that'll go to Target or something and like they'll actually it's a dude, there's this like white kid, he goes to Home Depot and he'll like put like something over, like a box over someone's head and then run off and and change his clothes and all that kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of people who do that now. And I feel like all that shit is staged, you know, at this point, because like I don't feel like the Boom Gang shit was staged.
No,
like,
not
I feel
at
like
all.
he was really out there doing that shit.
Yeah, because
like,
it's just like for a lot of people, and it's funny because like a lot of people would do it and like get like fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, because like he would like jump over the counter at like the fast food restaurants and just like you know, and like a lot of people like tried to do that type of stuff, and like they tried to
and niggas got
like,
arrested, niggas got beat up,
exactly,
like,
and like just make a mess in the grocery store just cause, and like oh god, the other dude that's coming to mind that like got famous like after him, the long neck, or whatever.
Yeah.
The skinny white kid with the long neck.
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
Weird. That's
what was that?
Him, the long neck nigga, and then the no neck big
black
dude. Like,
and then
I hated seeing them on the internet.
Yes, me too. And Supreme Patty.
I can't remember. No. I know the name. I can't remember what he
he did like the same stuff that like just squirting lemons in his eyes and like hot sauce like in his eyes, like that type of stuff. And
I was like, never into that part of the internet back then, like at all. 'Cause like I didn't like the doing like weird skits to it was almost like Jackass to me, but just like to real people.
I would like to disclaim that I never followed any of these people. It's just that the blog like news like pages that I was following, like World Star, like at the time was like promoting this like stuff.
I know what you mean.
And it's just like, I mean, it's occasionally like still like around, but it's very sparse for me to like to see something like that. But we completely went off the rails on that one. But
nah, I just like to see like, just to bring it back to the initial point, just to be able to transition from doing one thing to being able to do another thing. And like he was a good example because like he's still relevant, you know, in the same kind of like, not in the same sphere, but I would say at a similar level to what he was relevant before, but just in a completely different arena, you know. And I feel like in today's day and age, like if you want to stay relevant, you should be able to stay relevant as an artist. You know, you just have to think about something else that you want to do. Use like if the music's not going well, use what acclaim you've been able to achieve and take that and do something else that you really like to do or really are passionate about, that you really want to give your time to now. If it's not music, you know, because
Frank with jewelry, you know.
Nah, that's different.
You think so?
Yeah, because he can still do music, and I feel like he's still passionate about the music. It's the same thing, but like it's just different in the sense that like he got choices. He could he's still at a place where he can do whatever he really.
You're talking about when you're like done.
Yeah. When you don't really have that, no matter what kind of, when you've dropped the album after album after album, it just hasn't worked, kind of thing. Or like, you know, your music isn't hitting the same, like just like that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
When this thing that you were originally doing isn't working, you know, you have to think about what else you might want to do. And I think that once you do that, you can make that other thing work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think like you gain a certain like popularity, you can use that popularity and kind of like will it into something else.
Yeah.
You know?
You for
Especially
sure.
like in this day and age of like influencers and influencer marketing, all that kind of stuff. Like you can definitely do that.
For sure.
But let's transition here into last thing I think. Yeah, maybe last thing that I wanted to talk about. Down to 2.
Oh.
Comes out in 2 days.
Yeah.
We got a track list. No features or anything yet, but we got the track list. What are your anticipations about the album? What are you looking for? You know, I know last week or week before last, something like that. I was just like, I'm not really like excited for the music, but you know, still gotta listen.
Yeah.
You know, still gonna listen to it on Tuesday. What the fuck? Oh well, maybe not. It depends. Someone probably have to leak it since he's only dropping it on the stem player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like kind of what I wanted to also talk about. But I'm looking going into this one for me. I'm looking for more cohesiveness.
More cohesiveness.
Yeah, from the last album.
You have a lot of hopes.
I do.
That I think are just like. That they're not gonna pan out.
It's fun. It's fun.
This is definitely gonna be a less cohesive album.
You think so?
I 100% think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't know how you get less cohesive, but it is gonna be less cohesive.
Okay.
I really feel like that.
But I noticed that recently, the other day, I'm into like slower cut like songs. Like I like out of all the artists that like I listen to.
Yeah.
And if they can make like whatever like range of music, but I typically draw myself to like the slower, like more melodic like type songs, and I definitely think I want a little bit more of that. But other than that, I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Got nothing to like coming from this.
For me, I hope all the people that I've seen this nigga with over the past month or so is on that album. Like Brent, Dominic Fike.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Keem, Travis.
Yeah.
You know all those
Rocky.
people. Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky.
I'm
Drake.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like that's all.
Dominic Fike was. He was.
Yeah,
at
he
the
was
party.
there. Yeah, at the party. Yeah,
Yeah.
At the listening party.
Young Lean was at the party.
All the niggas throw them all on the album. And that's why I say like I think it's not gonna be as cohesive.
Okay.
But I'm not necessarily mad at that because like I'll take a Kanye, Brent, and Dominic fight song.
Yeah.
Right before the Young Lean song.
Yeah.
And had them not mix it all.
Yeah.
But be two completely
really great songs type of deal.
Just like
I get
but
that.
have no place on this album. But just like once they sound good, I don't care.
Like
at this
Lean
point
on like background vocals or something, and like Dominic Fike on like on the guitar, doing something crazy, like doing something
like
nice.
it's just
like,
and even that I feel like it's a far in a way hope
I know,
because I honestly don't think any of them are gonna be on the album.
Like
I feel like I feel like they're on the album now, but by Tuesday they're not gonna be on the album anymore.
Like those things definitely exist. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Somewhere on somebody's hard drive,
yeah.
And that I think when I start thinking about that, is when I get like, like the amount of like different versions of different.
I know what you're talking about. Listen, man, we still have to get to Tuesday to see if the album is even fucking coming out, like at all.
Yeah, I don't like Luke said. I don't think he's gonna miss it. At least I wouldn't hope he would.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Like he been hyping it up for this day.
Yeah,
way harder than anything else. Like,
and especially because the stage is getting set up in Miami, and
I mean that's just a performance though. Like that's not. Yeah, that ain't got shit to do with that album dropping.
You're right.
I hate to break it to y'all. That ain't got shit to do with that
listening
album
party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
I think. Do you think like I don't think I got a response in the group chat, but like, do you think there's a marketing thing with the stem player?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Because like,
I mean, I think everything he does is a marketing thing.
Because like, I'm asking like, do you think that stem players' sales weren't or aren't as they expected? And then Kanye was like, you know what? Down to two. Only way to listen to it on if you get the stem player.
Possibly. I guess I think that since it is like his own platform kind of thing, that whether the sales were great or whether they were good or whether they were mediocre or whether they were bad, I could have still seen him doing this just because, it gives him all the worth in the music. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was kind of the idea that I wanted to talk about with the stem player, because, I feel like it's easy to like make fun of, but when you really think about it, as far as like being an artist and knowing your worth and also having the full value of your music being achieved, I think it is like a great innovation at the end of the day, to be able to. It's very like, and a lot of people have been saying this, but it's very reminiscent of when Nipsey dropped that $100 album, and people went and bought it, and they bought it less than like say they streamed.
Yeah.
But
he made more money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He made more money. There was more value in the less copies sold than there was in the more streams and things, And I feel like that's kind of the big picture thing here.
Okay, I feel that.
And I forgot who I was listening to, but it was some artist, some kind of like more so an independent artist, and he was basically, I wish I could remember the name. He was basically talking about, selling his albums only on like Bandcamp or something like that. And that's the only place that you can get the music. And how much better that was for him than it was to put his music out on streaming.
Yeah.
Because you get you build your fan base. You could have a fan base of, let's say 1,000 people, and then those 1,000 people, you say you drop like 2 albums or 3 albums, whatever, those 1,000 people, and you get like $10 albums, you see where the numbers are gonna go. You just have to, you put the music out, those 1,000 people buy that music, they might be spending, $50 in a year, but you just made $50,000 because you dropped that music for.
Because like I would totally be okay with paying for albums again, honestly.
Yeah, like.
But I mean, essentially, is that? I guess it's not exactly what we're doing, but I guess it makes it easier to like listen to music now.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the whole point.
That's kind of the caveat with streaming, is that I'm okay with like paying for albums, but if we do it like that, then I'm not gonna be paying for albums of artists that I don't already 100% am here for.
Yeah.
Like there's probably like I could probably name on 2 hands the amount of artists that I'm paying for an album from.
You're right.
On today's day and age, if streaming was gone.
Yeah.
But, if I take it back.
Like, would you have bought the Z album?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I take it back, like, for example, like 2 years ago, before I knew about one of my favorite artists now, his name is Berkins.
Yeah.
If I never would have found out about him without streaming, And now, today, if he dropped the album and I could buy the album, I would buy the album.
Yeah.
But, if I never would have known, then I never would have got to that point.
Yeah.
And then, so that's kind of like the gift of streaming.
Ginger tea is my shit.
Yeah.
Ginger tea. Ugh.
Yeah. That's kind of like the gift of streaming, is being able to find new artists.
Yeah.
And then, you can go and support them in various different kind of ways. But, I think that it's just hard because you don't get shit as an artist on Spotify. You get a little bit more on Apple, and then of course you get a lot more on Tidal and all that kind of stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, you're not getting the worth of your music or the worth of what you're putting out. You know, you get 1 million streams and you're making thousands of dollars.
Really?
Like small.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very small amounts of money being made. Like in comparison to how far that music is going. So I get the Donda stem player thing. I don't know if it's gonna work out like that. I feel like people are leaking that album as soon as it's on that stem player. Like it's gonna be on a Google Drive somewhere.
Yeah,
like
for sure,
100%. And
did you see that they're releasing a clear one on Tuesday?
What?
Stem player.
Oh really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like it's more like a more translucent. Like
what was the first one, like brown?
Brown tank.
Got it.
And then this one's gonna be like a more like bluish, like translucent. Like you can kind of see more through it.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that's supposed to be coming like, and I think they deliver it with Donda too, just like they did with
and that's
the first one.
That's another fucking thing right there that I just thought about. Like he promoted this that it was gonna be on the stem player. What, like maybe like 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
Even if someone bought their stem player that day, this is fucking Kanye West, bro.
Yeah.
You're not getting that stem player until like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Like that shit's not coming in time. Like there's no way it's happening. So it's just like that's also the annoying thing about it, because you're supposed to be dropping this album on Tuesday, but you're really only dropping it to people who already have a fucking stem player.
Yeah.
Everybody else isn't gonna hear it until forever
Yeah.
later, because that stem player is not gonna deliver. It's probably not even gonna be shipped until a week after the album comes out. You know what I mean? Like that's that kind of shit. But you know, to look at it kind of more objectively and look at it from the art perspective and the artist worth and artist value perspective, I like it, you know, but as a fan, I guess I don't know if I really like it, because am I gonna listen to the album kind of thing, or how are we people gonna listen to the album? But fucking you know, I think I like the moves where artists are able to kind of get the most out of control of what they're dropping, and also just get the most out of their music, because I feel like that's really important, and that will kind of keep artists around longer doing what they're doing. And you know, if they were able to have like as much value as they can out of the music that they make, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think because I think another thing, like, so I think something that I would do, you know, is I would make, actually I'm thinking about it, but what I was going to say was, like, I would make my album, like, put it on streaming services, like, for people to listen to, and then be like, if you want more, you got to pay for it. But I just realized that obviously you can just, like, rip it and just, like, keep it. But,
and that's kind of the thing with NFTs and music, and how they're kind of trying to make it where it's more just basically getting more value out of it. I feel like a lot of things that artists and creators are doing these days is really just to try to get more value out of the same things, just because, like, in order to get the popularity, you kind of have to give away the value. Yeah. But then you kind of want, once you are as popular as you want to be or can be, whatever, you want to get that value kind of back. Yeah. You know, and it's kind of, it's a give and take. It's like push and pull. Yeah. With going to a certain, like, level as an artist or as a creator, you know, and you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons, the costs and the benefits of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. I definitely do. It's just like, hey, it is what it is.
But yeah, I'll see what this Donda 2 thing is about. I definitely think it's gonna be all over the place, and I definitely don't think we're all gonna be hearing it on Tuesday. Maybe at that live stream. You're gonna go to the movies to watch the live stream.
That's what it's another one of those?
Yeah, it'll be at the theaters.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not doing it this time. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not gonna go.
I don't know.
Although I feel like
I forgot he's not doing Apple. They got Apple pulled out.
Yeah,
like he pulled out of the Apple deal.
I feel like on Tuesday niggas gonna hit me up and I'm gonna be like, I kind of want to go now.
Yeah.
I definitely feel myself waking up like that on Tuesday.
Like, yeah, because there's no, is it, no Amazon?
I don't think so.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll show it to Regal.
Fucking Regal. Oh man. We'll see, man. I don't know.
Why'd you have to remind me? Cause yeah, that's probably the only way we're gonna hear that version of the album anyway.
Yep, 100%. I don't know if they'll have it like on like TV or something. Maybe they will. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Good Lord.
But yeah, you got anything else?
I got nothing, dude.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I need to be more divisive. I need to spice things up a little bit, make this show more exciting. I need to be like, fuck Kanye, fuck.
Bro, you don't have to do all that.
Nah, I gotta spice it up in here. You know,
not everything has to be spicy. You already said that A$AP Rocky shoes was trash, so it's fine. It's fine.
A$AP Rocky shoes are trash. I don't even know what the brand was.
Under Armour.
Exactly.
Under Armour.
Exactly.
Oh, you did say Under Armour now too.
Yeah.
Great way to finish off the episode.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all listening out there. And yeah, we are out of here.
Peace.